Ladies and gentlemen, for Prep 15, we're going to my island, man. It was really funny when I was I was on my honeymoon with my wife, and we were on, I think we were in the Bahamas or whatever, and our taxi driver was like, "This is my island, man. We're the Joneses. We own this island." Anyway, it got me thinking, and I thought, oh, this would be perfect to shoot a video and pretend we're actually at my island, man. Anyway, the reason why I'm giving you this intro is because, hi. Yeah, my daughter's saying hi to me. Hi. Anyway, the reason why I'm shooting this opening video is because I want to introduce you to my friend Daryl. Daryl's going to be in this video with me, and he was a former student, and he shot some videos with me. I think he'll be in one more video in the last unit, so don't be surprised. And also, there is no writing on the screen, so you got to listen very carefully, man. Okay, hope you enjoy this video, and I hope this kind of sums up the last two steps of Monroe's Motivated Sequence for you. Let's go to my island, man.
Hello, everyone. We're here today to talk to you about the visualization portion of Monroe's Motivated Sequence. And that's exactly why we're on this beach today. We decided that we'll take a day off work to show you what happens when you show your audience exactly what can happen when they put your solution into action. So that is the goal of your visualization, to really tell your audience, communicate to your audience what will happen when they put your solution into action. What will their life be like? How will their life be better? Or how will their life be worse?
Absolutely.
So that's why we're here on this beach. We want you to really visualize our solution, which is to take a day off of work.
Absolutely.
That would be beneficial to you. So when you take a day off of work, right now our visualization is that you can experience the sun rays, you can enjoy the fellowship with your brother, you can enjoy your water, and get a tan, because Lord knows I need one.
You do need a tan, absolutely. I didn't want to say anything. You know, in the cold winter months sometimes, in the cold winter months in November, it can get pretty rough. All right, all joking aside, Daryl's absolutely correct. Yeah, we're here at the beach to really showcase the utopia. Okay, so make sure that you write down, after you write down Daryl's wonderful summary of the visualization, you might make sure you write down there's two ways to do this. The first way is the utopia. Now we're at the beach to showcase the perfect, stereotypical utopia. Just like Daryl was saying, the sun rays are coming down on our face, we're getting a nice tan, we've got fellowship, we're enjoying each other's company, drinking plenty of H2O to stay hydrated, and finally we hear that beautiful crashing of waves on the beach. It's a beautiful thing. Fortunately, I brought Daryl to my beach in the 90s. I got in on the dot-com bubble, made a lot of money, and decided to buy this wonderful beach so that we could take some time and relax in these stressful times of the semester.
Thanks, man.
My pleasure, Daryl. So the idea of the utopia, like Daryl was saying, is to really showcase how great your life is going to be when you take the solution down the road. I mean, think about how persuasive this is, Daryl. You're basically saying, hey, look, I gave you the solution, but it's not enough. Let me show you. Imagine yourself in that car driving down the road, or imagine yourself on that beautiful beach. What does it feel like? What does it taste like? Yeah. Really engage all the senses, because that's really what it's all about. Now, to showcase this in a wonderful commercial, we go nowhere else than Ameritrade to see that wonderful baby showing us what we can do when we save money.
Oh, this is tragic, man. Investors just like you could lose tens of thousands of dollars on their 401k to hidden fees. Thankfully, E-Trade has low-cost investments and no hidden fees. But, you know, if you're still bent on blowing this fat stack of cash, there's a couple ways you could do it. So forget about tomorrow, tonight. We're drinking from the ball. Or just go to E-Trade and save it. Boom. We're drinking from the ball.
All right, so I love that commercial, especially that part like, we're drinking from the floor. I like the H2O myself.
Baby's hilarious, man.
Yeah, no, baby's great. So it's important to note that what the baby is basically doing is saying, hey, look at all this money you can save if you go through Ameritrade. Right. And as a result, you can go skydiving, you can run with the bulls, you can get portraits of you. My favorite, you could always get into a hot tub with a panda bear, right, which is, of course, my favorite. But when you think about that, think about just how stimulating that was, right? You can see yourself in that hot tub with that panda bear. You can see yourself running with the bulls. All this extra money you get to have fun with.
Right.
It's very, very persuasive, right? It's not enough to just say, come to Ameritrade and save money, but we got to show you how your life's going to be that much better. So that brings us to the dystopia.
Right. So if the utopia shows us exactly all the good things that can happen when we put those solutions into action, the dystopia shows us all the bad things that can happen if we don't put the solution into action.
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
I agree, but I couldn't have said that better myself. Very concise. So let's take a look at what happens when we don't necessarily get DirecTV and stick with cable.
When you pay too much for cable, you feel dejected. When you feel dejected, you need some comfort. When you need some comfort, you make a surprise visit home. When you make a surprise visit home, you discover something new about your parents. When you discover something new about your parents, you speed off with tears in your eyes. And when you speed off with tears in your eyes, you drive into a pizzeria that makes great baked ziti. Don't drive into a pizzeria that makes great baked ziti. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
All right, so I love this commercial just simply because it takes the dystopia 3 steps too far.
Right.
It really shows you what happens when, in this case, you don't buy DirecTV. You get angry. You're walking on your parents. You see something that you don't want to see. Next thing you know, you're driving into a place that makes great big ziti. Speaking of which, do you have a service down here?
We're on the beach. And I'm
Man,
tanning.
how are we gonna order the big ziti? All right, that's all right. We'll just hydrate more in water. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But the dystopia is really important. You want to make sure you say, fine, don't take my solution. Here's what your life is going to look like. And that's when you paint the terrible things that are going to happen. Right. Just like right now, you see the storm coming. See how this beautiful beach turned into a stormy place? No one's going to want to come here. No one's going to want to take a day off on the beach if you say, look how terrible it's going to look. It's terrible. All right, let's go back to the beach scene. I don't like this, man. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. But just want to make a point. So make sure you understand the visualization is all about what comes after the solution. Show them, engage all the senses in what their life is going to look like when they take your solution.
Yeah, and you can do that through utopia or dystopia.
Absolutely. So make sure you understand that part and make sure you write that down. That's important. All right. So finally, we get to the last part of Monroe's motivated sequence, which is the call to action. Action, Daryl. You got this one.
Yes, call to action. It's what do you want your audience to do right now? How are they gonna go about taking steps towards your solutions? You need to offer that up to them. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Well, like someone once said, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single footstep. So the call to action is that single footstep. How do we get started? So there are 3 things to keep in mind. Number 1, it's got to be something your audience can do right now.
Right now.
Act now. Call now. Do something very quickly. One example I always tell people is tell them to go and do some research.
Yes.
Go to Google, For instance, if the solution was you got to take a day off and you got to go to a beach, what's a call to action?
Probably to research the beaches that are near you.
Absolutely. Get close. Yeah, or get on the internet and see what's close to you.
Exactly.
The Chip River might not be a good place to go, though. No, probably not. It's not really. It's close, but it's not really a beach. So anyway, point being, number two, make sure it is a short-term solution, right? In fact, let's not even call it a solution. It's something very short-term, something that they can begin to do, like I said, immediately. The reason why I say this is because the solution is supposed to be long-term, so the call to action is very short-term. Again, it's that one step, okay? So these are things, like I said, that can be quickly. It's very short-term. It doesn't necessarily lead them to that final solution, but again, it's just another step on point. Okay? And then last but not least, please make sure your call to action is not the same as the solution. Yes. Remember, your solution is going to be long-term, and your call to action is going to be short-term. Absolutely. So make sure the call to action is much different. And again, if you get confused, just be thinking about what are some things your audience can do to begin to work up to that solution. I mean, if you're talking about, for instance, losing weight, you can't just tell people to go out and lose weight. Instead, you could just say, hey, you know what? Start reading the labels.
Yes.
See how much sodium is in those crackers, or see how much fat are in those Cracker Jacks. So that's really the key.
Yeah, because the problem is sometimes we try to, and we offer the long-term solutions. We think that's just enough. But the call to action is really those short-term steps of how I can start taking steps towards the long-term goal.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Well said, Daryl. I appreciate that. Well, look, I don't know about you, but I want to enjoy the rest of this beautiful beach because I tell you what, this is living the life. This is the...
What are you guys doing? This is private property. I'm calling the cops.
Oh, crap. Daryl, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Come on, Daryl. Oh, man. Sorry, Daryl. I shouldn't have lied to you, man. I actually didn't own that beach.
So it's your fault that
Yeah,
we're
it's
sitting
my
right
fault.
here right now?
Yeah, it's my fault. But hey, we got one phone call. So what do you say we order that baked ziti?
Really?
All right, that's fine. Let's get out of here before we do anything stupid.
Oh my God.